Now, let me tell you a few things you may want to know before we begin the play. First of all, the characters. A boy, a girl, two mothers, and a wall. Anything else we need, we can get from out of this box. It's hard to know which is most important or how it all began. The boy was born, the girl was born. They grew up quickly, went to school, became shy in their own ways and for different reasons. Read romances, studied cloud formations in the lazy afternoon, and instead of reading textbooks, tried to memorize the moon. And when the girl was 16, she was younger than the boy, she began to notice something strange. Her ugly duckling features had undergone a change. In short, she was growing pretty. For the first time in her whole life, pretty. And the shock so stunned and thrilled her that she became almost immediately, incurably insane.
The moon turns red on my birthday every year, and it always will until somebody saves me and takes me back to my palace.
That is a typical remark. The other symptoms vary. She believes she is a princess, and that her name must be in French or sometimes Eurasian, although she isn't sure what that means.
You see, no one can feel the way I feel and have a mother named Amy Babcock Bellamy.
You lady
She has a blue paste necklace, which she thinks is really real.
I found it in the egg, with my grandmother's name inside. It is my favorite possession.
It's her fancy.
It's my pride. This morning, a bird woke me up. It was a lark, or a peacock, or something like that. Some strange sort of bird that I never heard. And I said hello. And then it vanished, flew away, the very minute that I said hello. It was mysterious. So do you know what I did? I went over to my mirror, and I put on my grandmother's necklace, and the minute the jewels touched my skin, my eyes turned mauve. No, honestly, mauve. And then blue, and then sort of a deep magenta and a sunken. I'm 16 years old, and every day something happens to me. I don't know what to make of it. When I get up in the morning to get dressed, I can tell something is different. I love to touch my eyelids because they're never quite the same. I hug myself until my arms turn blue, and then I close my eyes and I cry until the tears come down and I can taste them. I love to taste my tears. I am special. I am special. Please, God, please, don't let me be normal. I'd like to swim in a clear blue stream where the water is icy cold, then go to town in a golden gown and have my fortune told. Just once, just once, just once before I'm old. I'd like to be not evil, but a little worldly wise.
Good. Another boy. His story may be a wee bit briefer because it's pretty much the same.
There is this girl.
That is the essence.
There is this girl.
I warn you, it may be monotonous.
There is this girl. I'm nearly 20 years old. I've received an education. I've studied biology. I've been inside a lab, dissected violets. I know the way things are. I'm grown up, stable, willing to conform. I'm beyond such foolish notions. And yet, in spite of my knowledge, there is this girl. She makes me young again, and foolish, and with her I perform the impossible. I defy biology, and achieve ignorance. There are no other ears but hers to hear the explosion inside my soul. There are no other eyes but hers to make me wise. And despite what they say of species, there is not one plant, or animal, or any living thing that is made quite the same way as she is. It's stupid, of course. I know it. And immensely undignified. But I do love her.
Look, this is the wall that mothers built between their houses.
They built it ages ago. Last month, when I came home from school. Poor fools. They built it to keep us apart. Perhaps she's there now. I hope so. I'll see. I don't know what to call her. She's too vibrant for a name. What shall I call her? Juliet.
Yes, dear.
Anna.
Yes, dear.
And Cassandra. And Cleopatra. And Beatrice. And also Guinevere.
What, dear?
I think she's there. Can you hear me?
Barely.
I've been speaking of you.
To whom?
To them. I told them that if someone were to ask me to describe you, I would be utterly and totally speechless. Except to say perhaps that you are Polaris, or the inside of a leaf.
Speak a little louder.
I love you. If I were in the desert deep in sand, and the sun was burning like a hot pomegranate, walking through a nightmare in the heat of a summer day, until my mind was parched, then you are water, cool, clear water, a refreshing glass of water.
What, dear?
Love, you are love, better far than ever can ever be. Love, you are love, my mystery of love. If the world was like an iceberg and everything was frozen, and tears turned into icicles in the eye, and snow came pouring, and sleet and ice came stabbing like a knife, then you are heat, a fire alive with heat, a flame that thaws the iceberg with its heat.
Repeat.
You are heat. You are Polaris. of love. But you're trembling.
My mother loves to spy.
I know. I had to climb out through a window. My mother locked my room.
Oh, God. Be careful. Suppose you were to fall.
It's on the ground floor.
Oh.
Still, the window's very small. I could get stuck.
This is madness, isn't it?
Yes, it's absolutely mad.
And also very wicked.
Yes.
I'm glad.
My mother would get furious if she knew.
Listen, I've had a vision.
Of disaster?
No. Of azaleas.
Azaleas?
I dreamed I was picking azaleas, when all at once this man, oh, he was very old, I'd say nearly 40, but attractive and very evil.
I hate him.
And he had a retinue of scoundrels, and all at once, as I picked an azalea, they leapt out.
God, I hate him.
Oh, in my struggle, how I cried, help!
And I was nearby.
Yes. Single-handed, you fight off all of them and win.
And then?
Celebration.
Fireworks.
Fiesta.
Laughter.
Our mothers give in.
We live happily ever after.
There's no reason in the world why it can't happen exactly like that. Someone's coming.
It's my mother.
Kiss me.
Too much moisture. There are a great many things I could tell you about myself. I was once in the Navy. That's where I learned horticulture. Yes, I've been the world over. I've seen it all. Mountain cactus, the century plant, Japanese ivy, and exotic ports where bogwort was sold on an open market. I'm a woman of experience, and there's one thing I've learned. Too much moisture is worse than no moisture at all. Prune a plant, avoid water, and go easy on manure. Moderation, that's moral. That's my son's foot.
Hello, Mother.
What are you doing up in that tree?
Writing verses.
Curses.
How's that?
I offer a mother's curses to the kind of education that makes our children fools. I sent this boy to school, to college, and I hope you know what that costs. And did he learn to dig a cesspool? No! He's up there now writing verses. Why do I always find you standing beside that wall?
I'm waiting for it to fall. Besides, I like its lovely texture and its pretty little eyes.
Ah, walls don't have eyes.
Then what do you call this flower?
Sweet God, he's clever.
Son, you're an ass. There you stand every day, writing verses. Well, who knows what our neighbor is up to on the other side of that wall? She's a villain, and I'll not have it. I'll strip those branches where an enemy could climb. I'll line that wall with metals. I'll jack it up with glass.
Oh.
What was that?
Weeping willow, some wounded little bird.
Maybe, but walls have ears even though they don't have eyes. I'll just go take a look. Ah, there's that stiffness again. Here, son. You go. You can see for me.
All right, Mother.
What do you see?
I love you.
I love you too.
What are you mumbling about? Come down from there. There's nothing to be seen. Down, I say!
I obey.
Son, you're an idiot. So I've decided you need to be married.
Oh.
So I went into town this morning and I picked you out a wife. There's that sound again.
Anguished bird.
Weeping willow, maybe. But let's get back to business. I picked you out a girl, a pearl.
And if I prefer a diamond?
How dare you prefer a diamond when I've just offered you a pearl?
Listen carefully to what I have to say. Listen, wall, and weeping willow, and anguished bird. And you, Mother, may as well listen too. I will not wed by your wisdom. I will not walk neatly into a church and contract out to prolongate my race.
What?
I will not go wedding in a too tight suit, nor be witnessed when I take my bride.
You will do.
No! I'll marry when I marry, in my own particular way, and my bride shall dress in sunlight, with rain for her wedding veil, out in the open, with no one standing by. No song except September being sung in the busy grass. No sound except our heartbeats roaring like a flower alive with bees. Without benefit of neighbor, without benefit of book, except perhaps her handprint as she presses her hand in mine. Except perhaps her imprint as she gives me her chestnut hair. In a field, while kneeling, being joined by the joy of life. There, in the air, in the open. That's how I plan to live.
Son, you need pruning. Come inside and we'll write simplicity 200 times without stopping. Maybe that'll improve your style.
That's right. Drink away. Open up your thirsty little mouths. I'm her mother, and believe me, it isn't easy. Perhaps that's why you love vegetables. So dependable. I mean, you plant a radish and you know what you're about. You don't get a turnip or a cabbage. No. Plant a turnip, you get a turnip. Plant a cabbage, you get a cabbage. Well, with children, I thought I had planted a turnip. Or at worst, an avocado. Something remotely useful. You see, I'm a merchant. I sell buttons. What need do I have for a rose? And there she is. Missy, you must go inside.
I've told you, I'm a princess.
You're a button maker's daughter. Now go inside and do as I tell you. Our enemy is beyond that wall. Up to something. I can feel it. Her and her no-good son. Look out! You stepped on my peppers! Louisa, that settles it. I'm going to build up a fence. A high fence by this wall, with barbed stickers, an arsenal of wire.
A fence is expensive, Mama.
Expensive? Well, then I'll just build it myself. Now, go inside and do as I tell you. Is she gone? She's gone. You're late.
You're late.
How's the gout?
I barely noticed. And your asthma?
A trifle, I endure it.
Well, it's nearly settled.
What is?
The marriage! I hid in the bushes to listen. Oh, it's something. They're out of their minds with love.
Finally!
My son is fantastic.
My daughter is fantastic too. They're both of them mad.
The geese.
It was a clever plan we had to build this wall.
Yes, and to pretend to feud.
Just think if they knew that we wanted them wed.
A prearranged marriage.
They'd rather be dead.
Oh, children.
Lovers.
Fantastics.
Geese.
How clever we are.
How crafty to know.
To manipulation.
You merely say
No.
Kids pour jam on the cat, raspberry jam all over the cat.
I have it. It's delicious, very theatrical. An abduction.
Who's abducted?
Your daughter.
And who abducts her?
A professional abductor. I've hired the very man.
Ladies,
What the devil?
Who are you?
I was sent for a family in distress.
Oh, yes. You are the famous El Gallo.
El Gacho!
Oh, see.
She.
See, this is what I was about to tell you. This man is the magician. He can help us. You see, we have ourselves a little problem.
A love problem.
I see. You two have a love problem. Come to me for help. Interesting.
Wait a minute!
Oh, no! We're not talking about us. We're talking about our kids.
Who happen to be a boy and a girl?
Well, that's challenging, but I'll see what I can do. You say you have a daughter?
Yes.
I see! Oh, good.
His name would be
That's exactly what her name is! And she is standing next to a young man who must be quickly before the image. Yes, exactly, man! They seem happy and all.
What about the feud?
Yes, of course, the feud.
That's what I contacted you about. You see, we hire this man to assist us. He starts to abduct your daughter. My son runs in to save her, and then a battle.
I allow the boy to defeat me.
Yes! My son becomes a hero, and the feud is over forever.
Oh, okay. But how much for such a drama?
That, senorita, depends.
On what?
What else? The abduction, the raid, the seizures, the chase. Call it what you will.
I still don't think it's right.
But I assure you, it is. It's a very standard. The lovers meet in secret. And so forth. A group of villains attacks them. Oh! And so forth. The boy fights off pirates, Indians, bandits. The parents roulette. Happy ending. And so forth. All of it quite standard.
But what about the cost and so forth?
Cost goes by time. In your case, I think I would recommend a first class.
You mean we get a choice?
But of course, with regular union rates. It depends on what you You've got to pay. So come on and pay. The obvious open schoolboy chase with mandolins and a fast embrace, a childish prank. It's not a literate post, a first-class raid. That is what I would suggest. Just try to see it, and you will soon agree, Senor Swan. You might regret. You can order an abduction you will never forget. An abduction that's emphatic, an abduction that's polite, an abduction done with any to truly jarring sight. An abduction done, of course, like they all say, it's new and gay. So you see the masquerade depends on what you pay. It depends on what you
It depends on
trifle to indeed. The pastoral, done what we bring out a moonlit grave. The Gothic rope, I play Valkyrie on a bass bassoon. The drunken brawl, I fight a boy inside a cheap saloon. Perhaps you'd like our abduction ballet. I make an entrance doing grand champagne. Ballet is expensive, but it's in demand. A military seat is done with drummers and a band, you understand. It's very grand. It's done with drums and a great big brass band. First class.
With trimmings.
With trimmings? And now, is it to be a big affair or in...
We thought just the children.
I mean afterward, at the party.
Oh, yes, I love parties. I want to.
No, just a family would be enough.
Are you sure? Perhaps a gathering on the lawn.
Oh,
No, it's
I suppose the orchestra can go home. Still! Because I shall not.
perhaps some time.
Well, I suppose you two had better go home and rehearse your parts.
An abduction that's pathetic, an abduction that's polite, an abduction done with thinking in such details. An abduction done with horse that they all say it's making. So you see the masquerade depends on what you play. It depends on what you play. Okay.
Now, time is rushing, and a major production to do. I need actors, extra actors, to perform my elaborate abduction. But I'm not worried. Something will turn up. I can feel it in the air. I say I can feel it in the air. There. You hear? What did I tell you? Senor, players are most welcome.
Oh, don't look at us as we are, sir, please. I paid £10 of road dust from these aged wrinkled cheeks. See me? Caked in glorious poverty. Imagine up here. Oh, glowing like the whiskers of a bear. And hair. Imagine. Hair. In a box set of all colors. So I beg you, please, imagine hair. Oh, not these clothes. Oh, no. Not rags like any beggar has, but see me in a doublet. Lord, me fetch the doublet. Yeah. Forget about that. It vanishes under light. That's the whole trick. Try to see me under light. I recite. Thank you. Now go on. I'll know it.
Friends, Romans, countrymen.
It's what?
Friends, Romans, countrymen.
Friends! Romans? I can't reply what you're saying.
Julius.
Oh, yes! Why didn't you pick something hard? Friends! Romans! Countrymen! Screw your courage to speculate! Sick! Pale with grief that you, her handmaids, should be far more fair than she is. How's that?
Amazing.
Try to see it on the light, I assure you it's dazzling. I am Henry Albertson. Perhaps you recall my hand.
But of course.
You do? I have to tell you what. Well, who knows? I preserve them. I might write a book someday. This is Mortimer. He does death scenes. We've been together in company for 40 years. Would you like to see one? Oh, he is an expert. Come on. Oh, and I for the man. Oh. Down to business. You, sir, need players.
Yes, for a love scene. Have you done romantic drama, Henry?
That, sir, is my specialty. Have you ever seen my Romeo?
I must have missed it.
You didn't see my Romeo.
I don't think I was born yet.
Brutus.
No.
Shylock.
No.
Lear.
No.
Richard II.
No.
Richard III. With Van Winkle. Peter Pan!
Henry! Here's the path. We'll have these players play something like the abduction of the maiden before this love.
And if he but blench!
We'll stand upright and fight until the love is down.
Nobly done!
This way, Henry.
Young man. It's a fire. Thank you.
Henry,
What?
where do you want me?
Off left, Mortimer, off left. Indians are always off left.
Henry, what is my cue?
I'll tell you when it's time. Oh, Mortimer. Dear friend, dress the stage. Oh, don't bluster up when you die. He's not Native American, you know. We better get to hiding.
You go on. I almost forgot.